Greetings. This is Escape from Trucking. My name's Casey. I've been driving since 2018, and I wanted to watch this. I wanted to do a reaction to this video done by another trucker who got into trucking. He's currently in his early 40s as an owner-operator, and he's struggling. I think this video gives a lot of insights to the trucking market right now, and it illustrates the phenomenon of a mania, panic, and crash that I highlighted in a previous video, which I'll link in the comments description, by the way. I made a prediction that the trucking market recession was going to be over, is going to be over in late 2025, early 2026 at the latest, because a lot of people are going to be leaving the owner-op industry. And this video, I think, really epitomizes why that is, and it gives a lot of really good insight. I want to preface this by saying I really do respect another trucker. I don't mean to single him out and say that he's stupid or made big mistakes, or this is what's not to do. It's not a video like that, and I didn't mean for it to be. He actually, I looked into his videos while I was driving last night, and he's actually doing pretty well. He owns real estate, he collects rent, and he just got in to the owner-operator thing at absolutely the wrong time. And I think it really illustrates, this video really illustrates that you can do all the right things, and if you get in at the wrong time, you still won't succeed, because he's just, as you can see, he's pushing a snowball up a hill. He's pushing a rock up a hill, basically. So anyway, let's get into the video. I just wanted to preface this by saying I do have a lot of respect for another trucker. He is actually doing pretty well, and I think you should go follow him. Anyway, let's get into the video. I'll skip around a little bit because he does tend to wax poetic a few times. And if you want to listen to that, I do recommend following him. But anyway, let's see.
But trucking left me broke. Oh yeah, man. Trucking broke me. This damn truck took a lot of my money. I ain't even gonna hold you up. You know, I'm broke, but I'm not broke. If you catch what I'm saying, you know.
He's actually not broke. He owns, I have to get to some of his other videos I saw last night on the truck, but he owns some real estate and collects rent, and so he's actually doing pretty well. He's getting hard. He's getting down on himself a lot.
I got a little bit more debt than I got cash at this point. But at one point in time, I had way more cash than I had debt. And yeah, definitely. Now looking back, man, I've definitely, as I reflect, I've learned some lessons thus far in my almost 2.5 years of being an owner-operator, man. Learned some valuable lessons, and one of the lessons that I've learned is preparation. Learned a lot of shit, but the main two: preparation, money management. Now, me coming into the game of being an owner-operator, man, I felt like I had some decent, solid fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? I did come into this industry, or come into this game, the owner-op game, with a little paper behind me. But, looking back and just seeing all the shit that I went through and how this shit go with these trucks, man, I still, to a certain degree, I feel like I could have waited. But at the same time, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Coming in as an owner.
So he's waxing poetic a little bit. I'll skip through that.
I really felt that comment. Whew. That sounded like some shit that Bane from Batman would say, I thrive in the cold. I felt this shit, because that's what I've been doing. And thriving in the cold, right now. But yeah, man, my first year coming in as an owner-operator, I started October 2022. Their last quarter, 2022, was a little rocky getting adjusted to this shit.
There's the mistake he made. Timing. He came in October 2022. Now, truckers, remember what 2022 was like. It was a boom time. Everything was going great. The rates were sky high, and everybody was making money. And what that did was that caused a mania. It caused every one of their cousins to want to get a CDL. Every one of their cousin wanted to get a truck. Every one of their cousin wanted to make it big. And that caused a truck shortage, along with the chip shortage due to COVID. So that caused the truck prices to go sky high, and he bought a truck when those prices were sky high. And because of that, his business just wasn't structured right from the get-go. He way overpaid for that one asset that owner-operators, lease operators hold on to. That one asset. It's an asset-based. We call it an asset-based business, because your whole business is based on one very big capital asset that you depend on, right? And he bought in at the very highest, and that caused him to have, I would imagine, a very high truck note. And as he'll say here, he financed it. When you overpay, when you run an asset-based business model and you grossly overpay for that one asset that you own, right? You're not hedging with multiple, you just own one. It makes it awfully difficult to succeed.
And but 2023 was a great year.
Yeah, because
That
rates
was a
were
great
good.
year for me, man. I felt like a kingpin.
Yeah, 2023 was really good for him because rates were still high enough for this tidal wave of new truckers, this tsunami of new truckers, to still make a living.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. First check, $6,500. That was the most money I had ever made. As far as being a blue collar worker. So it was real eye opening. And I did what I was supposed to do. I continued stacking. Look, I don't really like focusing on money. Cause I'm not a money guy. I'm not the type of person who got to lean on having money to feel value in myself. But we gonna be transparent. We gonna get this game up. And if the purpose of me making these videos is giving back to the trucking community, because I've learned so much from trucking. From content creators. So this is just me giving back. So if we gonna give back, we gonna give back the right way, and be transparent. But yeah, I came in on the operator game with 50,000. Put up 18 for my truck, which was a mistake.
Respectfully, actually, I think that was under most circumstances. Coming into owner-operator, in the owner-operator thing, or the lease, I'm not sure which one he did. I'm not sure. Coming into this with $50,000 is under most circumstances, that is a good enough. That's a good enough cushion. But not this time though.
That was my first mistake, and had 30 put up.
So he's saying he put $18,000 down and had $30,000 in reserves. Okay, he probably could have had a little more. It probably would have helped if he came in with about 40,000. Wait and get about 10 grand more. But I don't think the lack of reserves was his biggest mistake, with respect.
And
but you'll see what I'm saying.
it was cool.
You'll see what I'm
You know
saying.
That was cool. But the first mistake was financing the truck in 2022, and during those times, the truck prices were sky fucking high.
There you go, buddy.
And
Yeah. Yep.
that was a mistake.
Yep.
I could have waited.
Yep.
Because, what I'm doing now and the company that I'm with now, they wasn't going nowhere.
Yep. Yep. It was a mania, and people got psychologically caught up in that mania. Man, I had to give you an idea how crazy it was for those of you who aren't truckers or weren't truckers at that time. I went to work for Schneider at that time, and I had a co-driver who had been a CDL holder for 6 months, and he got it in his brain that he was going to go start a trucking company with his trainer. And it just at about the same time, like the summer of 2022, I think it was. Maybe summer 2021, something like that. Same market dynamic. 6 months, and he decided, and this was not like it was a mania, and I shudder to think of where that guy is now.
So
He's probably a lot worse off than another trucker.
I could have waited and stacked up more money.
Yeah.
And, took my time. Maybe I could have
Could
got
always
an older
do
truck.
that. Yeah.
I just been better prepared for the shit that was to come, for the storms that was ahead of me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We ain't crying about it. It's a
what
lesson
it is.
learned.
It is what it is.
And that's the purpose for these videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a trucking guru. I don't know everything. All I can do is speak on my experience thus far and just get a game up as what I'm going through in real time. For people that's either going through it, just to let you know you ain't going through it alone. And to let the people who thinking about getting into this shit, to let you know what you're going to be faced with. So yeah, I came in with 50. Me personally, to secure it, now that I understand, I got a good understanding and well-rounded understanding about how this shit go, and the unpredictable reliability, how these trucks move. Yeah, preparation, real.
Actually, as you'll find out, I think it's very predictable how unreliable some of these used trucks are.
Solid preparation is key. And,
You'll see.
I don't really feel like I came in with enough. Some people is okay with coming in with the bare minimum.
You didn't come in with the bare minimum.
I've seen a lot of people say, well, all you need is $10,000 in the maintenance account to get started.
Well,
if that's what you want to do,
yeah, no.
roll the dice.
Yeah, you're setting
Roll
yourself
the
up
dice,
to
but
fail
I'm
if you do
speaking from
that.
experience.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't do that. That's just my personal opinion. I wouldn't do it. 10,000, man. A breakdown in a towing bill can take that away from you. You don't know what's gonna happen with these trucks. You just don't know, especially when you buying a truck that you really don't know nothing about. And most of us, when we jump into this owner-operator shit, a lot of us, first thing we want to do, we going to finance a truck they got between 500,000 miles and 600,000 miles, and those trucks are at their breaking point. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can say my truck, 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, the engine is pretty good so far. My problems...
It's never the engine that causes these problems. Yeah, I'm sure the engine is great, but usually it's... I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know exactly what his problem most likely was, and it was in the DEP system, right? It's the DEP system. I've seen it so many times, but...
have been after treatment system problems.
Ah!
That after treatment system ain't no joke. And you notice I say after treatment system. I don't say death. So we usually say death system, but it's the after treatment system.
Uh-huh.
Death is just one part of the after treatment system. And that's how you know I've been getting my ass kicked out here.
Oh, I'm sure you have. Yeah, so another trucker bought a 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, probably. So it's the truck. That truck is like, I'm guessing it was like, about 5 years old when he bought it, and like so many other new owner operators, he bought a truck used whose DEF, or I guess he knows better than I do, after treatment system was not properly maintained. These modern trucks, you have to maintain, you have to clean up those, you have to service those DEF pipes. And I'm not mechanically inclined, so I don't know for sure, but that DEF system has to be maintained. And chances are he bought this truck from off the fleet. I'll put it this way. The truck he bought, chances are, came from the fleet of some mega carrier. And these mega carriers that are using these trucks first are not maintaining these trucks properly before they sell them, because they can not afford to not maintain them, and then when they sell them, they're someone else's problem. And it's always the DEF that goes first, and they're not maintaining that. They're just not maintaining the DEF system. I'll give you a story. I worked for a mega carrier, a few mega carriers. This was earlier on in my trucking career. I worked for a cross-country mega carrier that did team driving, and we were instructed to do set up appointments for quarterly preventative maintenance, a PM. And this truck had about, I think if I remember correctly, about 150,000 miles. Pretty new. Ran like a dream. And when this truck came due for its PM, the next time we came by the shop in Chattanooga, Tennessee, with my co-driver, we stopped at the shop in Chattanooga, and I called in and I said, hey, we're going to be here for a couple of days. I'd like to schedule a preventative maintenance. And I'll never forget what the guy on the other end of the line said. Or no, it wasn't on the phone. It was over the Qualcomm. It was either over the Qualcomm or the phone. I don't remember. It's been years now. So I'll never forget what he said. He said, sure, bring it on in, and we'll give it an oil change, and we'll grease the fifth wheel. That was this Chattanooga mega carrier's idea of preventative maintenance, and it is not atypical of mega carriers. They are more than happy to use these trucks, use these assets, until they hit 300, 400, certainly 500,000 miles by then, and sell them off before they start to become a problem. And they don't bother to maintain them. This is one of the real pitfalls of becoming a lease operator, owner operator, because you become the receptacle of these units.
Because I got a little bit more understanding on how this after treatment system works. It's three parts to the after treatment system: the EGR cooler, the DEF, and your one box. And basically, your one box, it contains the DOC, the DPF filter, and the SCR, and all together, the one box is just like a catalytic converter for a truck. And yeah, man, these after treatment systems make these modern trucks shitty.
I agree.
But the DD15 engine, man, it's not a bad engine. The engine ain't really been giving me a whole lot of problems. I had to get a fuel injector replaced twice. The same one, because the first shop I took it to, I had to take it to. They were supposed to program the fuel injector, because the fuel injector got some type of serial number, so they were supposed to program it in the truck. But the first shop, they didn't do that. Then I ended up having the same problem and had to take it to another shop, and they did it right. So that's some of the shit you're gonna go through out here, man. You might be double paying to get the same problems checked out or looked at. Like, that's how it go. That's why it's important to have money. That's why it's important to be prepared. It take money to do this. You come in with the bare minimum. If you're gonna come in with $10,000, then
yeah, no,
man, you better hope your truck run. enough for you to stack up everything. You know,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to come in stacking. Ain't no way around it. Just thinking you just finna just lean on the $10,000 to carry you without putting no money on top of it. As soon as you get started, you're gonna have a hard time. Especially, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you financing a truck. And these trucks, man, we don't be knowing what's going on with them, man. And most of the problems that a lot of us have are with these after treatment systems.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Even when I went to go get my truck, I had to, you know, I got my truck from Lone Mountain, and I had to go pick up my truck in Fort Worth, Texas. Even on the way driving back home from Texas back to Illinois, my truck broke down. Probably like an hour and a half outside of St. Louis.
What kind of pieces of crap are they selling to these poor people?
Turns out it was a knock sensor. At the time, I didn't understand what a knock sensor was, didn't know what it did, didn't know where it went. I didn't even know exactly what the one box was. I thought the one box was some little black box inside the engine. No. The one box is a whole system in itself. I know on the Freightliner, it's on the passenger side. And you got to take off the fairings at the bottom of the tractor. That, you know.
Yeah, see, I didn't know any of this. That's why I know that I have absolutely no business being an owner-operator. I'd be owning an asset, and I'd be owning one big asset that dominates my business, and I don't even know how it works. I don't even really know anything about it.
I'm saying to be able to get to it.
Like, that doesn't make sense. And there's a lot of other owner-operators that are just as mechanically uninclined as I am.
So, as I've been getting my ass kicked by this after treatment system, I've been learning. And I understand a whole lot more about how these trucks work. So, you know.
I mean, that's quite an expensive education, don't you think?
Yeah, it can be tough, man. It can be tough. It ain't no joke being an owner operator, man. It's not no joke. You have to run this like a business. This is a business. You can't.
Well, I think unfortunately a lot of times it is a joke, and we're the.
So, you know, I'm just being transparent. I'm in a little stump, and we climbing up. The last major expense that I had to get a one box. Had to get a one box replaced. That was $17,000. At the time, I just didn't want to give up all my cash for that shit.
I don't blame you, bro.
You know, good thing I'm with a company. They had my back. You know what I'm saying? They put up 10, I put up 7.
Okay.
I paid them back. Had to give them a little bit of interest for every $1,000 I had to set up. I told them, hey, take $1,000 out of my check every week. Pay that shit off. Just recently paid this shit off. You know, they charged me a little interest, a little $15 every time they took out $1,000. Cool. What was that?
1.5.
That's 10 payments. That's about $150 in interest. Cool. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the good thing, now I got good credit.
All right. So he took out an installment loan. He took out some kind of installment loan with his with the carrier he's with.
Company, so if I need them again,
I'm not sure if he has his own authority. Maybe
in that
yes
type
or
of
not.
scenario, I'm A1. But that ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be dependent on nobody like that. But still, you know what I'm saying? In the time where I needed them, because I didn't want to give up the last of my little bit of money to pay all this shit. So it can get tough out here, fam. It can get tough. Credit cards have got maxed out.
Oh.
You know. Shit, I got 3 American Express. All of them maxed out. And American Express, when you use American Express, I know the cars that I use, they don't come with a credit limit. The credit limit is based on how you use the card, your balances, and how you pay them off and the amount. So I'm just hypothetically saying, if you charge $5,000 to it and you pay that shit off, soon as that statement, you know, that charge pop up in your statement, you pay that shit off, you know, they give you a roundabout credit limit. So they might.
Okay, so he's got. I'm trying to figure out what his financial situation is today. He came in this thing with $50,000 in cash. 2.5 years ago. Well, okay, let's say he came in with $30,000 after the down payment. All right. Now he's got 3 credit cards maxed out and a $10,000 installment loan. And I don't know how much cash he has left. I'm assuming not much, just by the tone of his voice.
I allow you to
So
use up to 10,000.
these 3 years has just crushed this guy. It's this truck has bled this man dry.
So let's just say if you charge 10,000 and you pay this shit off, they'll raise it up to 20,000. I mean, it's not a set credit limit, but they go based on how you use that card and how you paying it off, and how consistently you using it and paying shit off. So yeah, shit got bad, man. Well, my credit cards got maxed out. Once again, we paying them down. But this truck, trucking can put you in a debt. So, when I be seeing people trying to get into this trucking shit off debt, I mean, good luck. Because you got to pay that money back. Good luck. But, I mean, if you can make it, like I say, do what you want to do, man. Roll the dice how you want to roll. Everybody's situation is different. But one thing that's relative in general across the board, all these trucks break down and all these trucks cost money.
Yeah, because you're buying pieces of crap.
Crushed. And that's a fact.
Yeah, I know.
So you can come in with the bare minimum if you want to. Play that game if you want to. It's not a joke. So, but like I say, man, I feel great. I love it. Like homie said, they comment. I thrive in this cold. You know what I'm saying? I'm thriving in this shit. This shit ain't stopping nothing. You know what I'm saying? Man, make the money. Money don't make the man. My wealth is right here and how I respond to adversity. To me, that's real wealth. I'm not, money going up and down. That shit don't make me. I make this goddamn money. So, yeah, I've learned some lessons through my experience in these 2.5 years. And moving forward, just got to tighten up,
Yeah. If I ran a trucking company, I would want this guy running one of my trucks. I'll just put it that way. But I guess he's kind of going in circles now, so I'll stop and I'll get to the point that I'm trying to make here. The truck he owns is a 2017 Freightliner. We're on the cusp of 2025 right now as I speak. So that truck has most likely got 600,000 miles, give or take. Realistically speaking, that truck is coming close to the end of its life. It's 7 years old. This gentleman has spent most of his reserves, apparently, and he's maxed out on several credit cards and an installment loan. So, the question is, with that truck at near the end of its useful life, what happens when that truck actually needs to be replaced? What happens when another trucker has to replace that truck? Well, he's going to be facing a situation. I mean, truck prices are lower now, but he's going to have a high down payment that he's going to have to make, and he'll be getting another truck from another mega carrier that is most likely to be just as ill-maintained as the one he's got right now. Not his fault, but the mega carrier didn't maintain the truck. And what's the difference between now and 2022? Well, one of the primary differences are interest rates are higher now. And so he will be facing higher interest rates and most likely even higher truck note. And this is the takeaway I wanted to really instill into you, the viewer. There are hundreds of thousands of men like this who came in in that tsunami of new authorities that came around in 2021, 2022, who are in a situation like this. They have trucks that are now beginning to get towards the end of their useful life, and because they bought in at the very high point, and we all know what's happened. The market, the rates crashed, and they're stuck with notes on these overinflated trucks. And when it comes time to replace these trucks, they will not be able to do so. And there are a lot of these guys who will not be here as owner operators. They will most likely, they will not be here in 12 to 18 months. Now, I don't know about another trucker. I don't know about his exact situation, but there's a lot of guys like him that are going to be closing up. They're going to be closing up their business entities within the next 12 to 18 months. And that right there will be the correction that this market needs. Now, there's all these people, there's all these YouTubers and stuff out here that I hear they're saying, well, the damn trucking industry is down in the dumps and it's impossible to make a living because there's just so many idiots on the road. So many idiots. There's just idiots everywhere, and they're accepting cheap freight and driving down the rates for all of us. That argument is really is missing the point. And I think a lot of people are lamenting as to why rates are low and staying so low. Well, the reason they're staying so low this time is because of the asset cycle for these trucks. A bunch of people came in about between 3 years ago and 2 years ago, and we just simply have to wait for those trucks to be worked, those assets to be worked through their useful life. Now, once those trucks' useful lives start to end, these guys that got in, most of them will leave with those trucks. And that's why I believe that we will see a trucking recovery, a recovery in rates in both contract and spot market in, I'd say, about late 2025, early 2026. This is another trucker is a kind of a real life example of that. Hope he makes it. He seems to do all the other things right, and he seems to be a very resilient person. Like I said, I respect him a lot, and actually just subscribe to his channel. So I recommend you do too.
What it is, and as you rebuilding, if you out here with me, you going through the same shit that I'm going through. Hey, we know what it is now, and we just as we moving forward, we lacing our shit up and tightening our shit up. That's how the game go. That's how it go in any walk of life. Anytime you level up, you gonna get tested.
Yeah, I think I've said enough on the matter, and so I think I'll just leave it at that. Like I said, I do. If you disagree with me or you have any other comments you'd like to add, I'd be honored to see your comments show up in the comments section. And if you do like this video, if you could be so kind to like and subscribe. And also, like I said, I do recommend you subscribe to Another Trucker too. Thanks. Bye.